everyone, this is the Insomniac GM, and today I got to run the final of my 3 sessions for the week. For this one, I was supposed to run Blood, but the game that it was dedicated to the player, he was unable to make it, and we didn't want to run it without him, so we put it on hold. But because everyone was free and this was the most ideal time to play, we decided to go with something else. So for once, I got to finally run the Halo Mythic RPG. I've been wanting to run that for what seems like forever, and I finally got to run it. Now, I will say, when we decided I would run Halo Mythic for everyone, I had very little prep time, so I had to crunch like crazy. I was hitting the book hard trying to memorize everything in that, and I created pre-generated characters, all that. So, I will say it wasn't the best session I've ever ran, but everyone did have fun. We all do come to the agreement that I didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare. I think I had like 2 days to plan out what I was going to do, and on top of that, I had to try to memorize the rules within that time limit. So I'll share with you guys our session, but I ran a game where the players were Spartan Force, and they were going to the Insurrectionist planet, Insurrectionist planet. Now, if you don't know what the Insurrectionist is, kind of think the Cold War. You got the North and the South at war. They're rebels. They're at war with the UNSC. Well, the players are going there, and they heard that there was some keeper activity going on. Now, the players went there. The players went there without backup because they didn't want the insurrectionists to see them like being hostile towards them. Like, they didn't want to come in with like all their heavy firepower and armies and that. It was more of like, hey, we're sending a few people down. So the players came down. They flew their Falcon over. They landed it and started investigating. Now there's a thunderstorm going on. It's nighttime and that. The players are investigating, and they find like a keeper like escape pod or whatnot, kind of like the drop pods the ODSTs use, but for like elites and whatnot. And so they find that, they try to figure out where it is, and they learn that it's keepers, and that the keepers, what makes them different from the Covenant, it's pretty much the Covenant, but high-ranking elites refuse to wear armor, and they have a shield, or they have a sword, and they sprint at you like a maniac, and like they're super fast. Grunts are kind of like, get down, Mr. President. And one thing that also makes them really special is humans join them. Well, I found out that this pod was being hidden by a human. So they tracked it down. They interrogated this guy to find out where the keepers were. And so after interrogating him, they go to where the keepers are. So they came across a group of skirmishers. Now, when I tell you I didn't really like, I was kind of overwhelmed with like trying to learn all the rules and that the first time playing. Yes, I would just call rules and make it work or whatever, but it was like I did not know the math properly, or I was doing something wrong. But that combat with 4 skirmishers took us an hour. And it got to the point where, to speed it up, I talked to the players. They all agreed that a critical hit in the game, instead of it being a 1 in 100 chance, we said if you succeed on your roll and you get the same number twice, so you get 11 or 55 or 33, it's a critical hit. So we went with that, and that sped up the game. Oh my gosh, did that help us. Definitely next time I'm hoping, like, I'm more familiar with the game, so it'll help out. But, so the players fought these jackals, and they ended up, like, searching further into the woods. They found where the insurrectionists, or the keepers were, and they ended up battling them too. And when they did that, a scarab came onto the planet, and they were trying to use that. The players went into like a tunnel that keepers created, and they found like a metal forerunner wall that they couldn't drill through. So they found out that the keepers were trying to use the scarab to blast the wall open. So the players panicked. We didn't have a whole lot of time, but originally what I wanted to do at this point was I wanted to have the players have a moment of role-playing to help evacuate the city, but we were super crunched on time with that. We had players who were a little late, and then we were talking a lot in the first hour. So what was supposed to be a 4-hour game kind of became like a 3-hour game. So that affected that. But so the players had to mad rush back to their falcon, and they started attacking the scarab and had somebody like blow it up from inside. Now, when it came to the end, they finally got to where that hallway was again, now blasted open. When they were heading there, they found another pod that fell, and so they went in there, and I had a timer for them. Like, they had so much time to get into that hallway, but when the scarab was blowing up, they panicked so bad they flew super, super far away. Because of the atmosphere on this planet, explosives were doing double the amount of damage and all that, and they didn't want to be next to an explosive scarab. So they dealt with the scarab. They flew far away, blew up, and by the time they came back, the timer was up. So they go in there, and the leader of the keepers gets like this overshield, and they so they went to go fight these keepers, and there were 3 elites. One was a leader, 2 of them were assisting. The leader had this ability where if he saw a teammate get hurt, he got a plus 10 to his roll. So this is important because it plays part in what happens at the end. So the players fled and got into their falcon because these guys turned on active camo. So they got on, and they were just going to blast them while one of the elites hijacked them and kicked out, can't remember the character's name, I'm just going to call him B. Okay. So, or I'll just call him Ford, because this is the Ford player. So, they fly up, and so now they're panicking, and Ford is left with the leader and this other elite. Well, this elite leader wants to fight honorably, so he lets one of his men fight Ford, and then the Falcon, one of the players takes out his energy sword and stabs it through to kill the elite through there, and the other player's trying to scale the wall outside of the Falcon to hijack it, like kick that elite out and take control again. So he did that, and like the Falcon spinning out of control nearly crashes, and the player with the energy sword almost flies out. Now Ford fights this one elite and kills him, and it drops its energy sword. Well, player and I, we wanted to make things interesting. So the elite leader wants to fight him in a sword fight honorably. So he deactivates his overshields and grabs the energy sword. The other player grabbed his energy sword. Now, because this player and I were doing this, I gave him a luck point for the whole fact that we were having this epic battle. We were going to attack each other at the same time. So we came to an agreement. I asked him, okay, I'll let you control this. Our attack, we're attacking simultaneously. What is the attack modifier? Like, what are we doubling the damage, tripling it, whatever? Well, he decided it was going to be a ×5 attack. So we go to attack each other. And the player, I forgot what he rolled. He succeeded. I rolled, and I got a 44, and that was a crit. And we rolled our damage, and it was enough for us to kill each other. So there was like, everyone was freaking out at the table. Well, he decided to use his luck point to lower the target's success number by 10. So because of that, he was out of the range in order to succeed at all. So what came to being enough damage to straight up kill him, because keep in mind, the elite leader from getting the crit plus the ×5, that became, he was doing ×10 damage, and Ford was only doing ×5. But he canceled it out to where the elite leader, instead of doing ×10, did 0 damage. So they slashed at each other, and the elite fell over dead, and everybody erupted into cheers. Everyone loved that. It was the major highlight of the session. I think the session would have been a lot better if there was less combat, less crunchiness of combat. Like, I definitely need to get more familiar with the system, but we all had a blast, and I did have it where, like, the players were even open with me about, like, less crunch and all that, but I did have 2 of the players tell me that they wanted to run a campaign. They wanted me to do an ODST campaign. And then, which honestly, that's what I was originally going to do, ODST, but I changed it to Spartan Force because of the Scarab. But the player who didn't ask me to run another campaign is not familiar with Halo, and we talked him into playing Halo just by doing this. So I'm looking forward to trying to do this game again. But yeah, well, I will see you guys again next time.